in the past few months, Marvel have had a problem with their actor of Kang the Conqueror, which is Jonathan Majors, and a lot of other things happening in Marvel, which is probably confusing them and also giving them a lot of problems to decide what happens in the future and what they can do next. They've got a big decision to make whether they keep what they have at the moment with Kang, but there's this will only go one way if he is guilty or if he's not guilty. Obviously, I said in the previous video that I won't go into detail of what he's done, and I won't talk about what he's done because it's not it's not what I do on the channel. It's not what for me to talk about. I'm here to talk about Marvel, not Jonathan Majors. As much as I love Jonathan Majors as an actor, until if he's proven guilty, that's on that now. I'm not going to talk any more on it. But yeah, I think Marvel do have a big problem though, and I do think they have a big decision to make because of what is happening with Jonathan Majors at that moment. Considering the future for the MCU and the multiverse saga, they have options. Of course they have options. Marvel always have options. It's just what they want to do with it. They could, if he is proven guilty, and obviously Marvel will recast him. They have, two decisions to make. They could they have a lot of decisions to make, but the main ones are probably to either recast Kang, obviously, and carry on with what they had before, just with a different actor or different actors as Kang the Conqueror, which would be pretty cool, not just focused on one, actor in Jonathan Majors. It'll be focused on a variety of actors as Kang in Avengers Kang Dynasty. Or they could go a different route and completely change the multiverse saga and completely change the big villain of the future and who the big bad will be of the multiverse saga. Of course, they're going to keep the multiverse saga as the saga because obviously they're already through it. They're already halfway through and they're, obviously not, they're going to stick with the multiverse saga still. But the ideas that they could do, the main one they could bring in is probably Doctor Doom or someone like Galactus. But I think Galactus will probably be saved for the future along with Annihilus as well. The X-Men villain, I think that would be pretty cool. But of course, that would probably be saved for Phase 7 and Phase 8, with the X-Men and stuff. That would make more sense. In my opinion, I think that would make more sense anyway. But yeah, Marvel has this problem now and this issue that they have to solve with their plans for the future. Are they going to stick with Jonathan Majors as Kang? Because they can't wait until, he's proven guilty or not guilty because, Marvel don't have a lot of time to decide and make up this plan because they need to act fast and they need to do this quick. Do they want to wait, which, like I just said, is probably going to be a big problem for them? Or do they just take the chance and recast him and go with a different actor, or like I said before, actors for the role of Kang and in Kang Dynasty and whatever we see Kang in the future. Obviously, if they do go with this, I think that they could probably still change the main villain of the multiverse saga, maybe to Doctor Doom, and not only will the Avengers have Kang's variants to deal with, but they will also have, Doctor Doom as the main villain to deal with as well, who will probably be a villain for the next 10 years. Doctor Doom is considered one of the best Marvel villains of all time. My favourite Marvel villain is Thanos. But I think in comics and of all time, once Doctor Doom makes his arrival in the MCU, which is obviously inevitable, he will eventually make his appearance in the MCU as the big bad for however many years. But it's just, will he make it in the next saga or will it be this saga? Marvel has that decision to make, whether they're going to make him the villain now, if, everything goes wrong with Jonathan Majors, or they just keep it how it is and they don't go with Doctor Doom. But personally, how I feel about this, they had this plan they've had for a few years now, obviously, of Kang, probably even longer than that. And I personally feel that, they've had this, in the making for a while now. And I feel like they should just stick with Kang as the villain, even if Jonathan Majors is guilty, and they should just recast Kang. They should just recast him and they should recast Jonathan Majors as Kang. I just think it makes the most sense. Instead of, rewriting this whole thing and just, completely starting over again and making Doctor Doom the villain, because they probably have an idea for how Kang is going to be the villain in the future. Obviously, like I said in the previous video, Jeff Loveness is no longer writing Kang Dynasty. It's going to be a different writer, which I think is probably better in my opinion, personally. That's how I feel about it, especially from his comments that he made before about the Kang, about Quantumania and about the Kang Dynasty, how he wanted to make it a family, friendly comedy movie, which is not what us Marvel fans want for an Avengers movie. But yeah, I think that personally, I feel that Doctor Doom should be saved for the future because he is a massive villain. We know that, and obviously, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars is going to include all these villains, all the heroes that we know and love. You know, Fantastic Four are getting their movie. They're probably going to be in Secret Wars, not Kang Dynasty, but I think they'll be in Secret Wars. X-Men won't. We know they won't be in it till like Phase 7. So I just feel like Doctor Doom should be saved for the villain for, you know, Phase 7, Phase 8, Phase 9, whatever. I just feel like it makes sense to keep Doctor Doom as the villain of those for the next saga, and keep Kang as this saga, you know, for the villain of this saga. Because that's what we've known for the past, you know, year. And when we found out about the Multiverse Saga, and when we found out that Kang would be the big villain in Loki, I think we already had that idea. And, you know, we saw in Quantumania as well, Jonathan Majors was amazing as Kang. But I feel like even if he is proven guilty, I feel like there is actors out there that could, you know, fill the boots and fill the role of Kang the Conqueror in the MCU. So I just feel like Marvel should stick with what they have. I think they should stick with the plans that they have, because for Kang as the main villain of this saga, and then save Doctor Doom as the villain for the next, because, you know, they have a lot going forwards as well. Maybe Galactus in the future as well, but I feel like Galactus will probably be like a side villain, as powerful as he is, of course, you know. I just feel like they might, you know, underestimate, I guess, in the MCU, make him less powerful than he is in the comics, and I guess he could be the villain of Fantastic Four. But I don't know what they're going to do with that movie. He could just be the next villain with Doctor Doom, maybe. Kind of like how, you know, Thanos in the Infinity Saga was the main villain, but there was all these villains that was, you know, in the background as well. But Galactus is a big villain, so I don't think they would do that with him. But, you know, that's for the future. And I feel like, personally, right now, Marvel should stick with what they have with Kang, no matter how it goes with Jonathan Majors and his court case. I just feel like they can recast him, and if they don't have to recast him, that's perfect for Marvel Studios. They can keep it how it is. But that's just my opinion on it. I think there's a lot of options that they could go down, and a lot of routes they could go down for the future. So us Marvel fans don't need to worry. You know, they're going to make their decision on it, and whatever decision they make, I'll be backing it. And I think whatever decision it is, it will be perfect for the future. So yeah, this is my thoughts on it. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below, so let me know. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.